Hello, this is Daniel with Lubbock Hybrid Automotive in Lubbock, Texas, and we have a Nissan Leaf back here. Where's it at? Over there. Okay, I am not used to doing this. This is very impromptu, but I'm not going to waste your time. I just want to help people understand if they have the right equipment to lift this vehicle high enough to get this battery out. Battery is right there behind me somewhere. Okay. So this is what I got. First of all, I have these ramps, and I never thought I'd have to use that jack portion of it because typically I don't ever have to get that vehicle that high off the ground. If you're wondering how high that is right now, that's as high as it goes. We are at, if you're measuring from the bottom of the tire, we are at 15 inches off the ground, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Here in the back is more important that you get it up high. It's fairly level right now, but you have to get this back portion up high because you can see that this battery is taller in the back and not so tall in the front. Here are the little marks I kept hitting when my floor jack, which maxes out at 20 inches or so, still wasn't high enough even with two 2x4s. So what is the distance here? You're looking at roughly about 12 inches right here, and I knew that going in, so I arranged my pallets, because the other piece of equipment that's very important to have is a pallet jack. So the pallet jack goes up 7 inches and it drops to 3 inches. That doesn't give you but 4 inches to work with here. So I had originally started with 3 pallet jacks. I turned the middle one long ways and the other one the other way. It's just a smaller pallet jack, in hopes that I could drop it, which worked. You know, I had 3 pallets, so I had put these 2x6s underneath that middle pallet and dropped it onto the 2x6, which helped me eliminate one of the pallets and got me a little closer to the ground, but really it only dropped it out of the vehicle maybe about 2.5 inches. So where are we at right now? Where these jack stands are sitting, if you measure, maybe let's just go from this crack of this door right here. If you measure that portion of it, we are at about 24.5 inches. And same on the other side. This is not tall enough, because when I actually pulled this thing out with the 2 pallets underneath it, I had to jack up my jack with those boards another at least 2 more inches to get that out. Okay, I got it up on pallets right now on each side, and I plan on eliminating one of those pallets still, and then dropping the vehicle until it gets over the top of the battery to put it back in once I'm done processing it. But yeah, so I'm saying at least 26 inches if you measure to the bottom of the, if you measure from right in this area, from the bottom of the ground effect right here, you're going to need to be up about 26 inches if you use 2 pallets like I did. If you have a forklift, probably way easier. 1 pallet will do you, and you don't have to lift the vehicle up that high. But had I taken this blue pallet here and left it that direction and put it at the top and used the smaller pallet underneath it, I could have used these 2x6s to have dropped it further down. Now, would it have been enough to get it out? I say you still probably need to be about 26 inches, or maybe that may have saved me like 5 inches. So at least, you know, 21 inches or so off the ground. I have these very tall jack stands holding this thing up right now, along with those ramps at their max capacity height. So if you don't have such equipment, pallet jack, you're probably not going to get your vehicle up high enough with just regular jack stands like those orange ones over there. Those only go up, I want to say 17 inches or so. So just FYI, you're looking at maybe 12 inches of battery height here in the back, but you're going to have to, if you have a pallet jack that only goes up 7 inches, you're going to have to use pallets to get it up and get the vehicle lifted high enough to get that out from underneath it. So that's why all the videos you're watching probably have a lift, and I don't have a lift yet at my shop. We're in Lubbock, Texas. You know, we work on hybrids, and there's more pickup trucks in Lubbock, Texas than there is houses. So not many people buy hybrids or electric vehicles for that matter. All right, well, thank you, and that concludes my